Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. We continue learning the book of the Beis HaLevi on Ahavas Israel, to love your fellow as yourself. And we're in chapter 11. And it talks about the four species that we shook in Sukkot. And I think it's auspicious to learn this today because we just entered the month of Heshvan, and this month of Heshvan really has no holidays in it, but really it's a month where we have to take everything that we took in the month of the holidays and bring it into action. So it says in the tractate in Menachot, it states that the four species taken on Sukkot that comprise the mitzvah of lulav, two of them bear fruit, and two of them do not bear fruit. And we're talking about the citron, which is the etrog, the citron, that beautiful big yellow citric fruit, which has smell and taste. And then it's referring to the lulav, which comes from the date tree, and it creates the date. And then it talks about the other two that do not bear fruit, which is the hadassim and the arabot, which are the twigs and the bushes and the myrtle. So the Gemara explains that these four species resemble different groups of people, of Jewish people. You have people that like the trog, they do mitzvot and they learn Torah. Then you have like the lulav that has a smell but doesn't have taste, and this one represents the person that learns but doesn't do mitzvot. Then you have one that has taste but no smell, and that represents the one that is always doing kind deeds but he doesn't learn. And then you have the other one that doesn't smell or taste and represents that very simple Jew that doesn't do any of those. And what it's telling us here is that a person does not satisfy this obligation, this mitzvah obligation, if he doesn't put it all together and he shakes it together. The four species have to be put together and in a bundle. And so similarly, when the Jewish people beseech Hashem and we're asking for his appeasement, we have to request all of us together. Like the biggest protection for the Jewish people is unity. And this is what this holiday of Sukkot really represents. It's the unity of the Jewish people with each other and with God. And we have to really remember this, that no matter what happens in the world, we cannot be divisive. We have to be together. And when we're together and we're taking care of each other, this is our biggest protection. So it says that based on this, it says that similarly, when Bnei Israel beseech Hashem for appeasement, their request is not granted until they're all tied together as one bundle. And it is thus clear that the mitzvah of love refers to the entire people. So I remember a story of one of the hostages. She, Baruch Hashem, was released last year. Her name is Sapir Cohen. And she tells a story of when 1 month before October 7th, she was not feeling well. And she goes to her doctor, and the doctor tells her that she has something that is not good. So she comes out of the doctor's office and she's very discouraged, and she has a friend, and the friend tells her, you know what, Sapir, we're entering the month of Elul. And in the month of Elul, there's a segula, there's something that we do to get rid of harsh decrees. And what you do is you say Psalm 27 in the morning and in the afternoon, twice a day, till Hoshana Rabbah. Hoshana Rabbah is 2 days before Simchas Torah. Okay, so think about it. So in Hoshana Rabbah, you can stop saying this psalm, and you're going to see you're not going to have any disease. Okay, this girl goes, she's not a religious girl, she's doing Psalm 27 twice a day. Hoshana Rabbah comes, she says the psalm, by now she knows it by memory. And what happens? October 7 comes, it's the day of Simchas Torah, it's 2 days after Hoshana Rabbah, and she gets abducted. So she goes into Gaza, this beautiful girl, and she's in there, and she's looking around, and she says, what in the world am I doing here? Like, why did God bring me here? This is what she's thinking. Why did God bring me here? And she tells the story. You can go online and listen to her, look for her, Sapir Cohen. And she looks and she sees that she's with a girl. There's this girl, like a 13-year-old girl, and she's with her. And she says, now I understand why I'm here. I'm here to take care of this girl. She understood, like she was, God, why am I here? Why am I here? And then she understood, I'm here to take care of this girl. So she starts taking care of this girl. She befriends her. And she keeps saying this Psalm 27, where in this psalm you're asking God to please let you live in his home, to be in his home, to walk in his ways. And one day, the terrorist that is looking after them looks at her and says, Sapir, you know your name. Sapir means it means sapphire. It's light. It's like a gem. And he says, you know, you bring a lot of light to this place. And she's looking at the guy and she's like, why is he saying this? Like, so strange. And then one day he tells her, come, I want to show you something. And he shows her in his phone. He's watching the news, and he shows her how in the hostage square in Tel Aviv there's a huge amount of Jews with their hostage banners, and bring them home, and everybody's crying, and they're all together and they're singing, and everybody's there, religious, not religious, left, right, who cares? And he says, you see that, Sapir? If your people would stick like this, you wouldn't be here. He said this to her. And this is what she said. And eventually she was out, and this little girl was out with her. Thank God they came back home. They weren't there for 2 years. But it comes to say a lot. This story comes to tell us a lot, that in reality the Jewish people need to be together. And every hostage that comes out says it, and even the non-Jewish world is saying it. So we really have to take this lesson to heart and put our differences where they have to be. But at the end of the day, we're one heart. We're one people with one heart. And when one of us is going through a hard time, we're all going through a hard time. And if one of us is going through a good time, we're all going through a good time. So I want to leave you here. And remember, be united, be loving, one to the other. I know it's challenging times. There's a lot of different ways of looking at the world. Every person has their own perspectives, but we can be respectful and we can really care for each other. So remember, live a little higher. Thank you.